Okay, what's going on, Pod family? Alright, what's going on, man? Woo, boy, I just got done working out, man. Had me a little something to eat. Went to Denny's, had a conversation with a lady I met at the gym. It was nice, man. I've been meeting some interesting people, man. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about some of them real quick. So y'all hang tight, stay tuned, and yeah. Alright, so man, yeah. What's going on, average guys, man? Welcome back to the podcast featuring average guys like me and you, trying to make it through this recession, get through all this, what we call bullshit, I guess you could say. You know what I'm saying? So, man, welcome back. For my subscribers, I appreciate y'all tuning in. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, you watch it regularly, go ahead and hit that fucking subscribe button. I sure would appreciate it, man. And, hey, I'm dropping gems for you guys, man. It's stuff for y'all to listen to, man. So, yeah, tune in, subscribe, and stay with me. So, hey, so check it out. You know, if you do what I'm telling you to do, if you do the things that I do, if you move the way I move, if you think the way I think, right? You do the things that you learn on this podcast, man, you should be progressing in life. If not, well, you know what they say, if you're not progressing, you're falling backward. Straight up. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I'm going to tell you, some of you guys, man, not my listeners, anybody subscribing to my channel, man, y'all on a different wavelength, man. Y'all move a different way. You step to a different tune. But some people, man, some guys, you know, I've offered free counsel. I'm just gonna go ahead and put it out there. I've offered free counsel to individuals, right? Guys that I'm related to, people that look like me, I'm related to them. And I've said in another podcast, another episode, and I mean this. Truth be told, man, when everything goes the way I need it to go in my life, that's when everyone's gonna fall in line and try to get on the same wavelength. Expect I'm gonna be able to just give it to them. I mean, I might be able to, but why would I? See, we live in a meritocracy. This is America. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's America, baby. You know what I mean? Hey, straight up. We live in a country where the hardest working individual is gonna get paid. The one who seeks knowledge, the one who seeks wealth, prosperity, the one who seeks what we consider good in this nation and generally speaking. He who seeks will find. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. Some of y'all, like I said, I offer counsel to, and you ignore it. I've told people real close to me, giving them my phone number, folks I didn't really talk to coming up, whether they be cousins of mine, friends, people that are married to my cousin or cousins, individuals that I know, you understand? And I offer them counsel, and I still, some of them just ignore me outright, and the other ones, I see messages on Facebook, I see them on the wall. Anybody know anybody that's good with investing in business? Damn, you know somebody that's good at investing in business. But see, y'all don't want to listen to the message from me. So I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all straight up. I'm going to tell some of y'all, and average guys, listen to this and pay attention, okay? Y'all pay attention to what I'm saying right now. See, those people that act that way, those people that don't support what you got going on when you're going through the struggle to become the type of man that we are going to become, average guys, pay attention to them. Because you don't owe them a damn thing when you get to the other side. I'm just be straight up. And see what they're gonna do. I said this is one of the recent podcast episodes I made. I said the same thing. What they're gonna do, they're gonna want to call you evil, or they're gonna say you're manipulative, or here's the thing. Oh God, in the black community, this is what we deal with. Oh, now that you done got breaded, now that you done got all your money, you too good for everybody. You think you better than us? All this kind of nonsense. No. And I actually try to take y'all with me, but you ignored me. Now, I said I was going to mention some of the people I met here recently, man. I'm in the gym the other day. Two guys. These are young men. 15 and 16 years old. One of them's almost, I don't think they're related. They're brothers. Shout out you guys. Y'all know who you are. And I'm going to get into some of the material. Y'all asked me for a particular thing. I'm gonna hit that. We're going to talk about that fitness in just a minute, but bear with me. So I meet these guys in the gym, you know, and I'll put it like this, long story short, one of them made a polite gesture and stepped aside to where I could look at myself in the mirror while I was hitting my deltoids. Okay? They doing the same workout. It was interesting. We were all in there doing the flies, baby. And he moved out of the way. I said, I appreciate you. And then after the fact, I'm over there doing my thing. I was, I don't know, on my phone or something. He comes and taps me on the back. And he says, man, you look, I think the word he used was insane. I told him, man, I appreciate it, you know. Then I got to shooting a little shit with him, you know what I mean? Hey, how old are you? You know, whatever the case may be. I told him how old I was. I told him what I do for a living, so on and so forth. And after that, you know, we dismissed each other. Conversation ended. And I was, all right, man, y'all take it easy. And they walked away. That's when I realized it dawned on me. Bam. That's my audience. And what's interesting, they weren't the first. It wasn't the first time. It wasn't the first time that this has occurred. There's been several young men. One guy I met, he was 22 years old, said the same thing. Oh man, how old are you? And this, that, and the third. And we worked in together on some sets, on some, you know, we were trying to work a particular machine, and it was occupied by me. And he wanted, well, when are you gonna be done? I said, no, I work in. Share. You understand? And he said, oh, you one of the bros, you know. And I missed the opportunity to tell him that I do a podcast. But anyway, these individuals, they walked off, and I said, you know what? Let me go holler at them. I went over and I talked to those guys, and I was, hey man, who are you? How old are you? What you got going on in your life? So on and so forth. They told me. 2 guys. And I told them, I said, man, look here. I do a podcast. Immediately, before I even let them know that, what's your phone number? What's your phone number so that next time you're in town, we can come and we can shadow you. He cites his reasoning is, well, on TikTok, which y'all know I don't like TikTok, but he's on TikTok, okay? TikTok told him, or someone on TikTok said, that you should talk to men that are in the weight room and ask them what got them there. And I said, damn, that's a good idea for a young blood. If a man's in the weight room, well, he's about his fitness. What else is he about? And that young man's moving just like that. Because TikTok said. What that means to me is he's coachable. What that means to me is that he's about business. These 2 young dudes, they're just getting started in the weight room. Oh yeah. And they're gonna be something special. Shout out to you guys. Y'all know who y'all are. I'll shout you out on the podcast, man. I don't like to associate folks with me because my message ain't what everybody would consider. But I'm gonna tell you something straight up, guys. Y'all know who y'all are. And I'm gonna tell you who you're not. You're not the people that I know. You're random individuals. Let me let y'all in on a secret. They don't share the same skin color. So before y'all hit me with the, why do you help other people and you don't help your own people? Understand that I've tried. And I've been on this journey that I've been on for about 6 years. In July, it'll be 6 years I've been trucking. And I done told every Joe Blow that I know about trucking. So if right now, average guys, you know people that aren't doing well in this society right now today, understand it is of their doing. It is of their doing. And don't empathize with them, and you don't owe them a shit. You understand me? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the guys who come to me, who want an opportunity, and I'm gonna do the best I can to provide them one. I run a trucking business. I can't help these cats. These boys young, and they got about 5 years and a whole lot of stuff to go through before they can come out here and do what I do. Fellas, y'all know who I'm talking to. You gotta be 21 to come out here and get this money like this. But if you hold off, if you don't get tied down on some nonsense that somebody else tell you to do, so on and so forth, I guarantee you, you'll have a job at Legendary Freight Hall. In 5 years, you'll get a CDL. You can come out here and work with me. Anyone that wants to come out here and get this can do it. But for those that don't, and for those that don't want to hustle, I'm gonna go with the guys I can use. There's that word that nobody likes. There's that word that nobody likes. But it is a man's job to be useful. I had a conversation with a lady today. I just had breakfast with her. She met me in the weight room. Stopped me and talked to me. I was telling her the same thing. One of her guys calls. Some guy she just recently started dating, he calls. And she said, well, you got anything going on today? He says, well, I'm busy. Yes, I'll be busy. And I said too, he was on speakerphone. I said it loud enough the way he could hear it. Because she said something about regarding him being busy. I was like, well, shit, if you ain't busy, you ain't a man. And I mean that. Some of y'all sitting on y'all damn asses, not my listeners. Oh, this is not us. No, if you subscribe to my channel, you're not included. But those that don't subscribe and adhere to a message like this one, y'all gonna be the lazy ass people that 2-3 generations down the line, y'all calling my kids evil. All right, whatever. I'm gonna tell you again, and I ain't gonna, I'll say it over and over. I ain't gonna stop saying it. If you sit on your ass and you let these other people come to me, whoever they are, I don't even care. Women, whether it's my gender, I don't care. My race, I don't care. Anyone who comes to me that I can help them whilst they mutually help me, we gonna roll together, baby. I'm gonna stick with these individuals. And I'm gonna make that known. I'm making it known right now here today, and I'm gonna keep making it known. Y'all keep sleeping. That's on you. Y'all all of y'all claiming woke, sleep as hell. Now I promised those guys, those fellas I met at the gym, promised them I'd tell them a few things about working out. So here we go. Fellas, you asked me about how to do abs. Okay, abs are a muscle just like anything else. You work it, it's gonna grow. If you work it and it gets a pump, right then after you work out, you'll notice that they're a little more defined. But truth be told, how do you maintain abdominal muscles that are visible? Don't cover them in fat. See, it's simple. You're gonna hear it if you get into fitness. You're gonna hear people say this. I'm gonna say it if you haven't heard it before. This is the first time you've heard it. All right. You don't make abs in the weight room. You make them in the kitchen. Now, that's somewhat true. What they're trying to say is that your abs won't be visible no matter how hard you work out in the weight room unless you eat properly. I'll get into that. But what do I do in the weight room? Sit-ups, crunches, oblique. I'll do the oblique raises. I'm not sure what you call them, but that's gonna work. This side here, get that sidewall nice and tight. Okay, and your muscles will be more pronounced at that point. But you're gonna have to stay lean. Now, to the guys that I'm speaking to specifically, these guys were lean. They just started. These are not fat guys at all. If anything, people would probably call them. I don't mean this derogatory, but guys, I'm gonna say people will call them skinny or thin. These are lean guys. They're really thin. All right, they're just now getting into the weight room, and I promise you keep on working, you won't be that way. You just keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing, and one day you'll look insane too. Aha, that's right. But those abs, you're gonna want to do sit-ups, and again, and maintain that lean body type that you have right now, which is gonna be easy. Okay. What you don't want to do is overload in carbohydrates, which you don't already. I can tell by how you built. See, a lot of people in America, you see them with a little excess fat. Their face is a little pudgy. They're not skinny like people call you guys. Hell, I used to get that when I was a kid. Oh, it was me bad. It was my calf muscles. Oh man, I used to get shit on. Bird legs. All the people ever told me, and it was true. I had skinny legs. I've always had thin legs. It's really tough for some people who aren't born with bigger, thicker legs or have never been overweight to grow those calf muscles. Okay, so that was my deal, guys, back in the day. Like I said, you'll get over it. You keep on hitting these weights, but you eat big and you'll grow. Calories in, get them in. People are gonna tell you to stay away from meat. Don't listen to that garbage. People are gonna tell you to stay away from fat. Don't listen to that garbage. I'm gonna tell you, stay away from the middle aisles. Stay away from the middle aisles in the grocery store, and you will maintain your lean physique. Your abs will always show. It's not really hard to get the abs to pop out if you're lean. What's gonna be more of a struggle for guys like these two I'm talking about. What's gonna be difficult is to actually build a muscle, but don't stress it. I'm gonna explain. What I do in order to gain mass, I'll do anything between let's just say between 8 and 15 reps of something heavy to where I fatigue within that range. Lift heavy and your muscles gonna grow. Lift heavy as you can, and your muscles gonna grow. Lift as heavy as you can without hurting yourself, and you'll be able to tell. You want to strain your muscles to where you can get between 8 and 15 comfortably. If you can only get 6, you might be anything less than 6, you're approaching too heavy. Unless you're just trying to test yourself out. That's called getting a max. We do that sometimes. Me and my dad taught me how to do maxes. I don't do 1 rep as heavy as I can possibly do it. I do 2 reps almost as heavy as I can possibly do it. If I can get 2 reps, I'll call that my max. But no, I will not go so heavy that I can only do 1. That to me is dangerous, because what happens if you can't do that 1? Okay, so I'm not gonna sit there and injure myself. I'm 34 years old. I plan on walking for the remainder of my life. I'm not pulling any muscles or tearing any ligaments. I've never done that. I played football. I never broke a bone, fortunately, because I mean it's a rough sport. But I'm definitely not gonna, in my older age, I'm not gonna destroy my body in that way. So no, I don't even worry about max. I don't care how much I can actually lift. I mean, sometimes I'll lift and I'll surprise myself, sure enough, you know. But anyway, lift heavy and you will grow, fellas. That's gonna be y'all's big deal. Those abs gonna show. Keep the carbs down. I'm not telling you not to consume carbs. I preach keto on my channel. Keto, keto. It's a particular diet, high fat diet. Real quick crash course on that diet. Fat and carbohydrates are 2 energy sources that your body will burn. When you deplete all of your carbohydrates, you're gonna start burning fat. That's called entering into the state of ketosis. The diet is called keto because it's going to bring you into that state. What you do is you starve yourself of carbohydrates and eat fats and protein and low carbohydrate vegetation. And that is going to put you in a state of ketosis where you're burning fat, but you guys don't have to worry about that. You can be moderate on your carbohydrates, but I would not overindulge in carbohydrates. That's how you get buff, with that fat midsection and the fat around the muscles. And a lot of guys use this technique. What they'll do is they'll sit there and they'll bulk like that with heavy carbohydrates. These are bodybuilders. And then when they go to perform and get on stage and flex, and they got that body mass index that's like 4%, I mean, you can see their veins bulging out and so on and so forth. They're not extremely lean. I mean, they're extremely lean like that for the show, but they don't just walk around like that. That's called dehydration. They're gonna do the same thing. They're gonna limit their carbohydrate intake, and that's gonna cause them to drop all of that fat. They'll do it for about, 3 weeks to a month, I guess, before a show, and then boom, they'll get on that stage, and all the muscles will then show. I choose to walk around like that all the time. So I keep my carbohydrates low enough to where I don't feel like absolute ass when I go work out, and I burn a little bit of that shit off and keep it and maintain a state of like back and forth in and out of ketosis is where I and you'll find that sweet spot. You'll notice that if you're too low on carbohydrates, you'll get a headache. It's called the keto headache. And so if I was to coach someone who was going to lose weight, I'd tell them to go ahead and deplete carbohydrates all the way down to the ground. That's below 50 grams per day. Enter into the state of ketosis while working out. It'll expedite it because you're burning the glucose that's in your blood, what little bit you have, because you're starving that, again, in keto, and you'll go into ketosis, they'll start burning fat. There's a lot of disagreement. I don't care. That's how I lost weight. That's how I got back in shape. And I've never been fat, but at one point in my life, I was holding a little too much weight in the midsection. I used to like being sitting on my damn ass playing video games and shit. That was about when I was 26 years old. I got pictures. I'll put one up right there. So there you go. And then that's before, here's after. All right. So guys, that's how you make abs. All right. I'm not gonna stress this enough. I can't stress this enough to the guys that I just met here recently, man. First of all, I appreciate the compliment. Straight up. Y'all are moving the right way. Young men, y'all can take note. See, these two guys, I think they're friends. Again, they got 2 things going for them. Hey, fellas, you got a buddy. Never betray that man. That man is your teammate. Remember these days right here. I had a best friend coming up too, and I'd have never ever left him alone, ever. We would have had spats, we would have had arguments, and we did, very seldomly, mind you. There was 2 big ones I can recall in my life. And the second one, well, he decided to end our friendship. And that was unfortunate for him, to be honest. I don't know what he's got going on in his life. Quite frankly, I'd say I don't care. I care. I keep up with him. I pay attention to what he's got going on. I care. But because he betrayed me in that way, I don't think, I know for a fact, I would never go into business with him. You see, what you do is, if you acted in the way that he did, you ruin your chances of becoming hyper wealthy. Fellas, sticking together, first and foremost, find a guy that's like you. You already got one. There was 2 of you that came up to me that day. 2 of you. You stick together. You can add to your team, but never subtract the original founders of y'all's partnership, and never betray each other. I don't care over a woman. I don't care over money. I don't care. If you want some motivation in that regard, look at Andrew Tate and his brother. I've got a cousin. I work pretty good with him. We have debates continually over what we're gonna do with our money year, 2, 3, 10 years out. But we are tight. This is the tightest man I got. Everyone else are falling off the bandwagon. And that's to their own peril. First and foremost, y'all stick together. Y'all don't know how valuable you are to one another. Next thing that y'all had going for y'all, you were willing to come and talk to me. Never lose that courage. Yeah, I'm a little older. Yeah, I got a little muscle, a little bit. I ain't the biggest guy I know. Trust and believe. Some of the friends I came up with, man, I got a buddy from college and another buddy I used to work out with. Woo, buddy, I put him right here. Those fellas. Let's just be real. All right? I know some guys bigger than me. But the fact is, y'all were willing to come up and have a conversation. Never lose that. A lot of men out there are impish, sheepish. That means bitch made. A lot of guys are timid. Don't be that way. And the third thing I can tell you, third piece of advice I can give you fellas, be willing to take risks. That includes fiscal risk. That includes physical risk. Okay? I got a lot of people that, even if the physical risk is minuscule, more times in life, you're not gonna have to deal with a true physical challenge. We're not in a state of war. We live in the United States of America, for crying out loud. We're not in a state of combat. We're not in a state of war. If you live in a decent area, you're more than likely not gonna deal with any. Be ready to deal with physical altercation. Maybe get yourself in some boxing classes, some jiu-jitsu. Learn how to protect and defend yourself. And when you get old enough, well, Second Amendment, learn how to protect yourself with a firearm as well. But for now, guys, you're gonna be relatively safe. When I say physical risk, I mean I've had people sit here and tell me, I'm serious, they don't want to come drive a semi-truck. Guy was homeless, asked me for food. I gave him some, so I offered conversation. Well, I feel that he felt that I was obligated to his conversation. So I sat and talked to the guy, and I had questions for him. And I gave him the advice I'm giving everyone. Come out here and drive a semi-truck. He told me, well, I don't want to do it because, well, I got a shoulder injury. What does that have to do with turning the steering wheel? Well, they're not going to hire me. They probably would hire you. Matter of fact, if it was me and I needed a job bad enough because I'm living in my fucking Silverado, my 2005, my fucking old ass truck, and that's all I got to my name and I'm begging for food on the street, I'd lie. I'd straight up tell you, shit, ain't nothing wrong with me. I can do this job. But truth be told, he's got eyesight. He could pass a visual examination and his blood pressure ain't high. They'll hire you for this damn job. God tells me, his second detraction, I don't want to drive the truck because I am afraid of running into someone or running off the road and damaging myself. Come on, man. Come on, man. You live in a truck. This guy's like 50 years old sitting there saying that shit. Listen, you're gonna have a lot of people in your ear telling you that's too dangerous, that ain't safe, that ain't gonna work. Fellas, contrary to what they say, most people are speaking from a place of safety and security. And you guys are young and you don't get wealthy doing that shit there. If I had listened to my own father, I wouldn't be a truck driver today. If I had listened to my own mother, I wouldn't have married the woman that I showed y'all on my phone. I wouldn't have the kids. If I showed you my kids, I wouldn't have my family. If I listened to people, I wouldn't have lost weight because I wouldn't have gone keto. If I listened to them, I would be like them. So y'all got it dead right when you say, basically, it's not just the weight room. TikTok was right, but it wasn't specific enough. Find men that have what you want and figure out how they got it. And the more detail they will be willing to offer you, the better. And I know y'all don't have a lot. There's a lot of guys just like me who do it. He said, who give the information for damn near free. And he said, what's in it for me? Hey man, the more people that follow me, the more people that trust my guidance, the more people I can get to come out here and do the job that I do and do it right with the promise that they will have eventually what I've got going on too. That's what's in it for me. That's what's in it for me. I want to be able to motivate men and bring them into my reality. Call me Morpheus. Nah, I prefer Raw than Legendary, man. That's some old Dragon Ball Z stuff. Y'all probably too young for that. Y'all probably watch Dragon Ball Super now. Y'all don't know who the Legendary Super Saiyan is. They did bring Broly back. So anyway, I ain't gonna sit here and nerd out on y'all. Find men that have what you want and talk to them. Just talk to them. Guy got a nice car? Walk up to him and ask him how he got it. Most men will be willing to talk to you about it. Trust and believe it. I used to be you. I was you. I was you once upon a time. And I had the same dreams and the same goals. Now my life is opening up for me. I hope I can offer y'all a piece of it. Y'all asked me to come work out with you. I promise you I'm going to do that. If I'm ever in that area, and I frequent that gym, that's my gym of choice. When I come up there, because that Cub is right next door and they got a Starbucks too, I go in there. If y'all ever want to sit down and have a coffee, now well, y'all are young, I don't know if y'all drink coffee, but if you ever want to hit the weights, you ask me about that, more than happy. More than happy to pay it forward. Because that's what men used to do for me when I was young. And quite frankly, I'm tired of dealing with older men. Guys my age, they're beyond my help. I was talking to the lady a few minutes ago out there, right there at Denny's. I was having breakfast with her. She posed the question, how do you wake someone up their sleep? I said, you punch them in the face, metaphorically speaking. Hey, the harsh reality, and this is the punch in the face, I've given up on folks my age. They're stuck. The men and the women alike. You guys are the damn future. You guys are the damn future. You're the future of this country. And you don't have to take any of this stuff that they try to force down your damn throat. You do not. I'm not saying don't listen to your parents. I'm not saying that. While you're under their roof, you have to do what they say. You have to adhere to their rules. But understand that they are people just like anyone else. And though they mean well, and this is what I had to tell mine, though you mean well, you are operating in a state of fear. Let me ask you, you fellas, y'all have heard the story of the Mayflower. Y'all understand the people that crossed the ocean for the first time. Y'all know about the Oregon Trail. Y'all know about people crossing the United States to go to California, the land of opportunity in the West. Y'all know how dangerous that was? Particularly listen to me now, particularly to cross an ocean that no one had ever crossed. In fact, before they did it, the Englishmen thought that the world was flat. And if you sailed in that direction for long enough, you'd fall off. Ain't that crazy? And these crazy ass dudes, well, look, The ones that were back home, they'd have called them crazy. But these guys were so tired of living in the slave mind. These guys were so tired of England. They said, you know what? Let's go see what's over there. Matter of fact, maybe it wasn't fear that motivated them. Maybe it was glory. And that's what motivates me. Well, partially that and partially fear. I put it like this. I'm afraid of being a scrub. I'm afraid of being a nobody. I'm afraid of dying and having made no impact. That's what motivates me. Glory, honor, the things that make men. So whatever spirit, whatever notion, whatever it was that motivated these people to cross that sea for the first time and found what we know now as America, do you think they were not heavily rewarded for being the first ones here? Now we understand how that story goes. There's a lot of raping and pillaging going on. All right, let's just keep it honest and keep it a whole buck, right? But the point still stands that the first to do a thing are the ones that get paid for it. If you invent something new, you're the first one to do it. You're gonna get paid for that idea. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. You look at what other men won't do and do it. Don't nobody want to come drive a truck. I'll do it. You operate like that, and that doesn't mean this is going to be, hey, this ain't the only way. It's one way. You operate like that, you will beat out any competition that exists, man. Do the thing other men won't do. Stick together, and y'all keep on fighting. And I promise you, y'all have everything y'all want. Y'all subscribe to the channel, man. I appreciate you. It was very nice meeting you fellas. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna get up there. I'm gonna mess with y'all when I get back up there. So yeah, that's the secret, dude. Simple as that. Y'all be easy.